everyone, it's Stephanie with Simarchy, and welcome to a speed build of a small family home for a single mom and her daughter. And of course, this is in The Sims 4. And I'm pretty excited about this one because I usually, not usually, but a lot of the times I look at inspiration photos, and this time I just started going. I didn't even have any idea in mind. I didn't have any pictures in mind, no floor plan, nothing. And I ended up creating this cute little house. It almost looks like a dollhouse. I feel like it's like the perfect little family home. It has the white picket fences and a really pretty yellow front door. We have a super cute porch and some landscaping. And I put another taller white picket fence around the property. And I don't know, it just has like a dollhouse quality to it. I thought it was super cute. And I ended up making it 2 bedrooms once I started doing the floor plan. So I figured it would be perfect for like a single mom and her daughter, because when I started doing the backyard, I started putting in some stuff for kids. And since it was only 2 bedrooms, I was like, okay, this is perfect. It's perfect to have like a double bed and then a child's room. And I used a lot of white, which I normally build with a ton of color, but I've been trying to get used to doing more neutrals lately. And so I really like the way the white pops. I started using a reshade. Well, I've been using reshade for a while, but I recently redid mine, and I just created my own that just adds a little bit of color and a little bit of saturation, I think, and a little bit of sharpness to it. And so the whites actually look white, which is shocking because if you play without reshade, you probably know that the whites are usually like grayish. I like the way they came out. It's really nice. And then I just added the pops of color with the door, which I didn't realize till probably halfway through that door was placed backwards and that there's flowers on the inside. So I do end up like flipping that around a little bit later if you're wondering why the heck it looks like that. And that's actually the door that came with Nifty Knitting, which is one of my favorite packs ever. It's like it's tied for me at favorite stuff pack between Nifty Knitting and Laundry Day, and I keep going back and forth trying to decide which one I like the best. But I remember when the art came out and we were voting on different objects, because this was one of the community packs where they put out a survey and they had people in the community vote for their favorite things and then vote for our favorite art style, etc. And I just remember that door being one of the items that I voted for, and I wanted it so badly, and I'm so glad that they chose it. But I'm gonna be honest, I don't think I've used it before. I tend to get stuck in my ways and just use like the same items over and over again. So it's been nice just trying to experiment again, get a little bit out of my comfort zone. I still really like traditional, although I've been trying to do more modern style. Trying to see if I can kind of blend the two into my own style, because I do like a really traditional or suburban looking home on the outside. But I realized that I've been using a lot of the traditional furniture on the inside over and over again as well. It's just because I've built so many houses at this point. And so I'm trying to just like mix the two, and I'm trying to pick like really nice color schemes instead of going complete rainbow and wild. And of course, I still love to do that, but just to test myself and challenge myself and see what else I can do. So the interior is definitely going to be a little bit more, it's weird to use the word traditional and modern because I don't know if that really conveys what I'm trying to say, but the inside's going to be a little bit more contemporary. I think that's a better word, while still staying really cozy, but not being like super ultra modern to the part where, or to the effect where it's like really clinical looking inside, and you know, everything has to have straight lines. Like, no, I'm using more curved furniture and things like that. And I honestly didn't do a lot of clutter in this house either. I don't know if it's just because I'm getting used to different styles where normally I would clutter the heck out of everything. I feel like it just leaves a little bit of room to appreciate the furniture and the color choices that I've been making, and just really see the patterns and textures in some of the furniture, which you'll see when we get into the living room what I'm talking about. Like I picked a lamp that had really cool texture on it, and I picked a sofa that had, you know, blue and yellow, and it had like more of the curved lines. And I don't know, I feel like you can appreciate some of the furniture a bit more when it's not super cluttered, and you can just have the furniture be the focal point. I still put flowers around and things like that and wall decor, but it's not like as cluttered and full as I would normally do. And the same goes with the landscaping out here. So as soon as I put that yellow door down, I knew I was gonna want super cute yellow flowers. So I found these flower boxes, which are actually base game. I just sorted by yellow, and they're the ones that popped up the most. And then I wanted to put a bush in the corner there. As you saw, I experimented with the ones that are a little bit more like I don't know, like, I don't know, run down, grown over, like they're not super manicured. But then I wanted it to look a little bit more perfect. A little bit more, yeah, perfect, I think is the word. This house just gives me like perfect dollhouse vibe. So we'll go with like more clean and not so overgrown. So since we didn't have any yellow bushes, but we did have some red in the little flower box on the door, I was like, okay, I'll go with the red bush, and then we'll just add some more pops of red here and there when we can, which red and yellow actually look really cute together as long as there is white or a neutral like mixed in with them. Otherwise it can look very just ketchup and mustard. But I don't think, or McDonald's, when I think of red and yellow, I think of McDonald's, but I don't get that vibe from this house. Like, I think it just came out really, really cute and cutesy, and I don't know, I really like it. I hope you guys like it too. But this is what I mean, like the rug isn't super traditional. The dots are probably more on the modern side, but it's still cozy. It's still like homey, and I don't know, kitschy maybe? Nah, not kitschy. I don't know. You guys can help me. I'm not really good at describing styles. I've always wanted to be an interior designer, but I feel like I would fail because I'm not super good at identifying patterns and knowing exactly what colors go together. And I'm really, really bad at describing things. Like, to me, it's modern and traditional. There's very rarely anything in between, unless it's something like rustic or country, which is really obvious when it comes to just like what's current and everyday and stuff that you would see in a normal house. For me, it's modern or traditional, which, yeah, I was gonna say that's not really true in my real life, but it is. But I mix them in my real life without too much concern about it. Like the backdrop I have for when I stream on Twitch, which if you guys haven't seen before, you should come follow me at twitch.tv/Simarchy. I stream every day, Monday through Friday. Monday through Thursday, we usually play The Sims, and Friday we usually craft. But I have like a very modern IKEA cube display thing behind me, but then everything else in my house is pretty traditional. Like the vanity in my room has the Queen Anne legs, and I use a lot of like cherry woods and colors like that. But then my lamps are super modern, and then my artwork is very beachy and coastal. So I guess you would say my real life stuff is a bit more eclectic, but it's just because I love everything. Like, I don't think I've ever seen a style that I didn't like. I appreciate all sorts of furniture, all sorts of colors, all sorts of patterns, all sorts of styles and aesthetics. I love watching shows where you can design things and where people swap houses and do each other's interiors. I love House Flipper and House Hunter, and trying to think of some other ones on YouTube. I like Mr. Kate, although I haven't watched her in a really long time. I love her house makeovers that she does, and she always does some sort of DIY project in every single house, which is awesome because I love being artistic and crafty as well. But yeah, interior design is just something I've always loved, so I'm trying to expand my horizons a bit. And you can see here I am mixing a bit of what you would consider more traditional with something you would consider a bit more contemporary, because the living room has sort of those curved, maybe almost even mid-century modern vibes, and then the dining room has these super traditional chairs with the little shell or leaf or whatever you want to call it focal point on them. And then even the lights, like the two little candelabras, are super traditional. But you know, we're working on it. Oops, sorry about that noise. That was somebody following me on Twitch, whoever that was. Thank you. And also, we've been doing this new thing where I give a keyword and you guys can type it in chat just to help with engagement and to see if you're still here and you're still watching towards the end of the video. And I've also been challenging you all to use the word in a creative way if you can, which is awesome because some people will just post the keyword in the comments and others will like put it into a clever little sentence, up to the point where I literally forgot that someone was using a keyword. I thought they were just talking about something random, and I was like, what are they talking about? And then I'm like, oh, they found a clever way to incorporate the keyword. So let's make today's secret keyword texture, because it went by kind of fast, but the texture on the pillows were more like a knit fabric, and then the texture on the lamp was really cool. It had like those little divots in it. So yeah, the secret keyword today is texture. If you're still watching, just spam texture and people have no idea what you're talking about, or incorporate it into a clever sentence and see if you can fool me into forgetting that that was the keyword of the day. But now we moved on upstairs to the parents' room, the mom's room. Again, it's for a single mom. And I love this new bed from Cottage Living. I think it's so super cute. I wish they had given us a single one too. And I also wish that the wrought iron was interchangeable. Like I would have liked that more with a soft gray or a white. But I really liked the blue. And so I picked sort of a green wall pattern that matched the green in the comforter and kept it still very neutral-ish. I mean, obviously blue and green aren't neutral colors, but very muted instead of super, super bright colors. And maybe I would call them pastel. I do really like pastel, but when I think of pastel, I think of more of like a mint green and more of like a teal blue. But yeah, I really like the color choices. The only thing that's kind of, I wouldn't say off the wall, but doesn't really match anything is the bathroom, which I totally forgot there was a bathroom until I was up here decorating. And I'm like, wait, where did I put the bathroom? I left room for it downstairs. So I went back to decorate it. And yeah, that's the one where instead of using blue or yellow, I used pink. And then I was like, you know what, with the kids' room, we're going to go all out. We're going to do whatever we want. Forget the color patterns. Or not the color patterns, the color palette. And so the kids' room is blue and purple. And I just realized I probably picked that bed because it looks like it's watercolor. Like even the side table looks like it's spray painted. And I was crafting on stream today and I was working with watercolor for not the first time ever, but like one of the first times seriously sitting down and playing with watercolors. And I had gotten a new palette. And then I also got some new gouache paints that came after the stream. So I haven't had a chance to play with those yet, but I'll probably do that off stream just for fun. And that's like a paint that can be used wet or it can be dried out and then reactivated to use as a watercolor. But yeah, that bed reminded me of some of the swatches that I was making. And I also realized I didn't leave enough room in the master bedroom for storage or for any sort of dresser. So I turned what was the top of the chimney that was going to be just like an empty spot into a little walk-in closet for the mom. So she can just go in there and have a little dresser and mirror. And now I'm just going through and placing carpet. I always like to put carpets under or rugs under the bed, even if I have carpet in the room, but I couldn't quite get one that fit the size or the style that I wanted. I kept going back and forth and ultimately decided to just remove it. And then I decided that this family should have a cat. I guess after I gave the daughter a cat stuffed animal, I was like, oh my God, it would be so precious if they had a cat or a kitten. So I went through and turned that other empty space downstairs. It was just going to be a little empty column into a place for the cat litter, and then there's plenty of room for pet food in the kitchen, and I was able to squeeze a little pet bed in the living room. So here on the outside of the house, I'm just popping in one more window because I thought it looked a little bit plain up there. And then here is the screenshot. Look how cute this is. I swear it's just like the perfect little dollhouse inspired family home. I feel like the mom and daughter that live here are super fun, super creative. And even though I didn't give them many activities, I bet you they're into painting and crafting and just spending a lot of time together. They probably spend a lot of their time outdoors, which thinking back, I probably could have put an easel out there. So if you want to download this house, it is #Simarchy on the gallery. You can add whatever activities you want to it. And I will see you guys in the next video. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to comment, like, and subscribe. And I hope you all have a wonderful, wonderful day. Bye.